guys, my name is Ryan, and we're back again with another Spirit Island video. This is a video that I've wanted to make for a very long time, but I've just never gotten around to it before. Since this is Fear Week, I figured I'm forcing the issue upon myself. You see, I've always wondered just how strong the Fear deck actually is, and I've wondered if a 100% Fear strategy could win the game. What if we took no actions that impacted the board and instead only produced straight fear? Cards like Rain of Blood, Portents of Disaster. Could we win? Well, that's what I'm going to explore today. You see, today we're going to play nothing. No spirit at all. And here's how this is going to work. I'm going to be against an adversary and produce a set amount of fear every turn. We're going to take no actions and just ride the wave of the event in the Fear deck and see if that can deliver a victory. So there are a few variables to consider. First and foremost, this is complete RNG. We're just chucking the dice and seeing how it lands. Different boards with the same invader deck will have different results because of the various arrangements of starting pieces. Now, when I tried recording this video for the first time, the original idea was to put all 8 boards out and I would run the game simultaneously 8 times, and that would compensate for all of that variation. But unlike the second turn of the game, we already had 8 completely different states with different boards producing more or less fear, some boards flipping the blight card, some boards not flipping the blight card, and it became an absolute train wreck to keep track of, so I don't think I can do that. Maybe I can do like 2 boards at the same time, but there's no way I'm going to be able to do 8 or have a substantial number in order to make it, reliable. I think we're just going to run 2 boards, and hopefully that'll compensate a little bit for the variation, but recognize there is a ton of RNG here. Second, there are fear cards which refer to other pieces, such as tokens and presents. Outside of lure games, it is unreasonable to expect that we're going to be able to reliably use these token events anyways. How often have you actually been able to make use of the disease portion from Quarantine or Flee the Pestilent Land? I think I'm not going to concern myself with that token stuff, and it'll just be a dead card. Presence, on the other hand, is something that we're always going to have every game. I think I'll have a presence in every land for the purpose of fear and events, and then they're not going to get killed by blight. It's completely reasonable to grow into blighted lands at all parts of the game, but to balance it out, there's just not going to be any sacred sites. And then third, there's the simple math problem of how much fear to produce and which adversary to play against. For arbitrary reasons, I'm just going to do 8 fear a turn against Prussia 6. Prussia 6 has 12 fear cards, and we're going to be earning 2 of them every single turn. That means we're going to win in the fast phase of turn 6. There will be 4 turns with Ravages, first with a stage 3 card, then 3 stage 2 cards. Therefore, in total, 10 or 11 lands will Ravage. The game will end before the stage 3 Ravages begin. This could be too easy, this could be unwinnable, I really don't know. So let's check it out. We're going to grab ourselves 2 balanced boards. We got A and B, that makes sense that they're right on top of the pile. They have 2, I guess there's always going to be 2 matching coastal lands, no matter how you slice it. Yeah, let's just run it with A and B. Let's see how it goes. Let's adjust this fear pool down. And we'll just throw a presence out here so that way we don't get an automatic loss due to lack of presence. Okay, and we're going to explore into the mountain wetlands. That's the one we got coastal for both. That's pretty funny. That's like the one form of variation that I was hoping not to get. I was hoping to get either jungles or sands for one of them. So that way we could see like a very different style, but whatever. This is just an experiment. We're just having fun. Produce 8 fear, and then let's get ourselves into the invader phase. We're going to skip the first event of the game like normal. I guess this is one of those that the whole Healthy Island portion wouldn't do anything. So let's see what we get. 1 damage in a land with Dahan. Okay, pick up you. And want to go coastal or inland. Coastal is more threatening, so we'll go there. Good thing we did. We get to remove one from an inland land, so we can pick up you and you. Great, build in the mountain wetlands. That's probably like the 2 best cards we could have gotten for stage 1 cards. Those are insanely good on turn 1. Yeah, that's really nice too. Okay, so turn 2. All we're going to do is we're going to produce 8 Fast Fear. And let's roll the dice again. This time we get the Frontier Calls. It's an Explore modifier. Add a beast to a land with no buildings, no blight. No buildings, no blight. Could do something like that. That one's going to solve itself. Let's go over here. Kind of arbitrary. But I guess this one gave us less choices. Alright, first card. Does not affect coastal lands. Hey, Quarantine, I was just talking about this. Okay, it's an Explore modifier. And then we skip the next normal Explore, so we got all these Explore modifiers. Not nearly as cool as what we just got, but... Okay, we're going to take some Blight here, take some Blight here. And... we skipped the Explore, but not the build, so let's go like so. Okay. Great, and then time passes. So we're certainly going to be flipping the Blight card. I don't see a way for land number 2s to be saved. We could just lose on the spot here because we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Blight. Yeah, so unless if we get a way to stop Blight, we just immediately lose on this board. 1, 2, 3. We're going to survive on board B. Okay. Let's see if the event can save us. We are in Terror level 2. We ignore Strife. That's not helpful. Beast kill Explorers. 2 of them. Okay. And then Dahan defends for 2. That could be quite nice. That could save us some Blight, because if we can cascade this way, we'll take 4 instead of 6. If we get someone like a Strife event. Or Strife Fear card. Invaders do -1 damage per damage they have taken. Okay, on each board in a land matching a Ravage card, 1 damage each to up to 2 invaders. So if we go ping ping, it goes down to a 1, 2, 3, 4 damage Ravage. I guess it comes down to a 4 damage Ravage no matter how we split it up, even if we kill an Explorer. Okay. We'll just save that for a second. And then remove an Explorer or Town from a land with Dahan. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 damage if we remove that from a land with Dahan in both. So we saved ourselves quite a bit of Blight there. Okay, so we'll just resolve the 3s first. Because we're going to be blighting in both of these, so no matter how we spin it. We should take a whole bunch of Blight from the box out. Since we're running 2 different cards at the same time. So on this board, we would need to go here. Because we get 3 on the card, and then when we cascade, we flip the Blight card. So we need to flip the Blight card and then go for the 2. And then over here, 1, 2, 3. So we would take our Blight here, and then when we cascade, we flip the Blight card. So we'll cascade this way because of the extra adjacency. And destroying a presence every turn. So I guess within the rules of the game, this is the best one we could have gotten because it's 5 Blight per player. That's the highest amount. And it is... it doesn't have any real effect on us. So, I don't know. We're just experimenting. We'll see how it goes. We have the cascade this way. All Blight is resolved over here. Cool. So in total, there is 2 and then 5, 7, and then 8 total Blight per person. Plus the starting one. So 9 Blight is our loss for blighting out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can only take 2 more Blight on this board. 2, 3, 4, 5. We can take 4 more Blight over here. Okay, so we're going to explore the jungles. Escalating here. Escalate here. And then we have to explore again, getting the mountains. Uh-oh. That's not good. Escalating here. Mountains escalate here. I think they're stronger. Since we've already seen the coastal card. Okay, time passes. Well, oh, because of all that destruction. Shoot. How much fear do we get from killing things? We killed a city in both lands because of the Dahan. So we're going to remove 2 fear. Right? Thankfully, the fear production is even on each board. So this is the correct fear count for both boards. Yeah, this very well could just be a disaster. Event. There are 4 more lands with the Han. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Or we could destroy 3 presents. How do we want to resolve this one? Do we take a free Blight, or do we sacrifice 3 presents in our game where there is no presence? And then similarly, pushing presents from a land with Dahan. That's a lot of presence-related things. Maybe we just skip it. Not because it's like bad for us, but because I don't know how to resolve that fairly. On stage 3, after advancing configure cards, yeah, we can resolve that. Beast attack, we can certainly resolve that. So on this board, we get an extra fear card. On this board, we do not. Now there's going to be a difference in fear. So we'll get to remove this, and then this guy earns an extra fear card. We'll remove this. Okay, so this side is +1 fear. Yeah, imagine this with 8 boards, trying to keep track of all those minute differences. Golly. It was a disaster my first time trying to run through this. This is at least, within the realm of sanity. Okay. We're in Terror level 3. 2 damage, and then defend 4 in each board in a land with Dahan. So I would kill you for the extra fear, probably. Okay, and that'll... so now there's only a +1 fear, because we killed one on both sides. And then we get to skip a Ravage on the turn when there is no Ravage. Okay. Now, that did earn a fear card for fear for both sides, so now we're here. We do get to resolve this card, which means that because we've produced 4 additional fear, that get us a little bit ahead, although I don't think it changes our win timing, because we're going to get these 2, double Ravage, and then we win. Skip the build. Okay, good to know. So, we just don't build. And then after advancing invader cards. So we get Jungle Wetlands Explore. And then when we push through, we have to build in a terrain not shown in any invader actions. So we build in the sands, okay? That was pretty slick. Time passes. Okay, event, Numinous Crisis. We always skip this one. Skipping all of them makes it sound awkward. Okay, each does a plus damage, and then, okay, we get to remove stuff if we take Blight. Add disease to the inland with the most buildings. Okay. And then, yeah, we get a free energy for your reclaim. Cool. Alright, 2 terror level 3 cards to save us. Strife in a land with presence, and then each invader with Strife deals damage to other invaders in its land. So if we have a presence in every single land, like we talked about earlier, I could Strife here, I could Strife here. This one would save me 2 Blight. This one over here would save me 2 Blight. I think on this board, because it's 9 Blight to lose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we would need to Strife this, kill that. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, but hopefully our terror level 3 card can solve this little problem. And then take 1 Blight and then survive and then win. Over here, we're looking at Blight Cascade, Blight, and then over here. Certainly this would be the most sensible one. And then we deal damage to other invaders. We go like that. Now, both sides should be even on fear. And defend 3 in all lands would win the game. Isolate 2 lands. And in each of those lands, if buildings are present, skip all build actions. Okay, that will mean that we lose over here because we're going to hit our 9 Blight cap. Right, Blight, Cascade, Cascade is more than enough to make us lose. Over here, we would go Blight, 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 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we'd lose in both of these games. Okay, I mean, that is data. That is something. 8 fear return is insufficient to win against Precious 6 with absolutely no assistance. Is that useful? I don't know. But it is data. Alright, well, that was not successful, but it was very interesting to me, honestly. I kind of think of fear as almost like a currency, where you need to get so much fear in order to win the game, but taking non-fear actions also give you some amount of benefit. And you know, right now we're doing this extreme experiment where we're going 100% fear and 0 onboard actions. I'm kind of thinking about, how much fear value do you get with every action that you take on the board? We got some spirits that are very low at producing fear, something, like a river, something like a finder, really have no fear in their kits. You have to draft into it. They're really good at control. How valuable is that? How much fear are you willing to not get in order to use their types of control powers? Of course, they can be very strong, and a lot of people would identify those 2 spirits as being some of the strongest in the game. Is control so good that getting 0 fear is worth it? I don't know. I'm just going to have fun, play around with this a little bit. We're going to run it back with board C and D. Same exact setup. I might just do it 4 total times, 2 boards at a time, just to get a whole bunch of data and see if we can derive any value from that. So let's run it back. Okay, we'll get ourselves our fear. Skip the first event. Good, that's another one that's kind of awkward to resolve. And we get some free defense. Beautiful on turn 1. Explore does not affect coastal lands. Sorry. Setup does this. Okay, now Explore does not affect coastal lands. So that could be useful. We'll go to our first build. And Explore, not coastal. Oh, pff, okay. All right, peak value. That's about as good as that can get. Well, let's see if that's useful. I can't imagine it's not useful. That full solves this land. I guess D wasn't so lucky, but at least we solved one land with that fear card. Okay. All right, event. Each city does +2 damage. Okay. Add a disease. Disease does not prevent builds this invader phase. And then 1 fear per land with invaders where Dahan outnumber buildings. So we get 1 fear for that here. 2 fear for that here. And then disease does not prevent builds. So this is always best to use in an empty land. If it explores, then it is solved. And we'll just go jungles, make it even value on both. Maybe we'll go sands, create a little bit of disparity. Why not? Okay, we'll keep that out. Scapegoat, level 2. So that's going to kill a whole bunch of explorers. I guess this is not a good time for explorers. We denied explorers, and then every explorer in the game gets removed. And then skip the next explorer. All right, we just got this one in the last game, and we'll see how good it is this time around. Ravage, Blight, Blight. This will flip the Blight card here before we do the 5. Over here, we're also going to be flipping the Blight card before we hit our blighted land. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Then flip the Blight card. Okay, immediately on each board we get to remove a town. So we'll remove these guys. Okay, seems fair. Build in the coast. Because of counterattack, that would die, and then that would die. So this side should be in a +2 over here. Okay. And then we skip the next normal explore. Okay, next turn we flip. We'll get our 8 fear. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the invader phase. Event. Stage 2. Build in a terrain. Didn't we just get this one last time? Okay, beast damage does nothing here. We'll remove this and remove the beast. So now we're at +3 on this side. Mountain or sands gets a free Dahan. Okay. Skip build actions. Well, there's no build card. Add a strife to a town or city in a land not matching a ravage card. Take a damage per strife that it has. So a non-coastal land gets a strife. And I just realized that because this is only 3 blight per person, it's going to blight, cascade, blight on both of these boards. And that means that these guys both lose. Right away. Wild. All right, let's run it back with E and F. Okay. Starting off with Sands Mountains. Ooh, F has only one coastal land. That could really make the difference because in both of the games so far that, that early coastal card really effed us up. But having less coastal lands could make a difference. The double explore into the 2 Dahan lands, that could make a difference. Okay, skip the first event. We get Scapegoats. Level 1 doesn't really do much of anything. And then Strife in a land with Blight. Cool stuff. Okay. Not a very dynamic first turn this go around. Exploring the sand. Ooh, that back-to-back. We'll escalate here. Sands will escalate here. Keeping the same logic for both of them. Okay, let's get ourselves into the fast phase. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the invader phase. Alright, what do we get? Civic engagement. Remove a strife. If you cannot, you get +1 damage. Okay, so that over here we get +1 damage, but over here we get to remove a strife. Destroy an explorer or town in a land with beast. Okay, this side also has +1 fear. Push 3 Dahan from disease to no disease. No effect on either board. Okay. Pushes 3 from a land not matching a build card. Okay, we can use that to save a blight here, save 2 blight here. So we could do this, and we could do this. Then over here, an explorer town with a Dahan land with 2 or more Dahan. Ooh. Okay, that's forced. But then over here, this land's already going to solve, so we could go here, and that will net produce a fear by killing the town. Okay. So we will immediately flip the Blight card on E, and we'll flip the Blight card on F. Though on F, we're going to produce a fear to even that out. And then we're going to go +1 fear total over on F. Downward Spiral. All right. Great. This is the best one for us with the rules that the game has written. So that's all good and fun. Let's build. So let's see. Starting Blight, 3 on the card, +5. So it is once again going to be 9 Blight for a loss on the board, with both of them, I believe, having 4 right now. So both of them have a fully loaded Blight card ready to go. Okay, we did our build. Let's explore the jungles. I don't think I want to put anything into this land. That seems like quite the gamble. Let's go into the Beast land. Let's go into the double Dahan land. For each Dahan does 1 damage. Maybe I'll do that. Same logic. Each Dahan does 1 damage. Okay. So our next turn. We'll just click through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get our event. +1 damage, ravaging and lands with no strife. There is no strife anywhere on the board. Beast, kill 2 explorers. Add a Dahan to a land with Dahan, no blight, no disease. Okay, I would always double up my Dahan whenever given the chance. Probably go here for the coastal or wetlands, way more likely to show up. Okay, every single land has defend 2. That means we don't blight in the 6 is the only land that is saved because of that effect. Gather an explorer town into a coastal land, defend 2 in all coastal lands. So we've already got 2 defend here. We're going to go up to 4 defend here. So if we were to pull this town out, it'll go down to a 5 damage ravage. So we'll take no blight over here, and we're just going to take a blight cascade over here. Okay. So we're solved here, and then we'll go blight. Do I want to go into this land? I mean, going into here sucks because you're always going to double cascade. But this land is active right now, and it would double cascade as well. So I guess this is safer. Building in the jungles. Exploring the coast. Both lands have a coastal jungle for that good old back-to-back. Well, we're definitely doing better on board E. Board E actually looks winnable. Let's see how good these Terror level 3 cards are. Lesser Spirits Imperiled. I feel like this is one of those that we might just have to skip because it's all like meta game stuff. You know, it has nothing to do with the board. It has to do with like elements and energy and stuff. Let's just skip it. Yeah, we'll stay consistent. Something that's like very cleanly and easily resolvable. The island is blighted, so on both boards, so we'll get a fear on top of the deck, and that is quite dangerous for us. That's a whole extra turn. 1 damage per beast. Add a Dahan to a land with 2 or more Dahan. Right now, yeah, we want the Dahan here, so even if we get no effects, it'll full clear. 2 or more Dahan, I guess we'll go to the 3 as well. Gather up to 2, 1 damage per Dahan. So we can full clear here. So if we do that, then they are even on fear. And I could gather this way and kill this town to save myself a blight. Or I can save... It's 1 blight either way. Yeah, so let's just do this. We'll kill that, which means that we're back to a +1 on board F. Move an invader from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. Ooh. Ooh. It's either remove a town here or remove a town here. And we've already had Sands 2. Oh, it's actually a stage 3, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I guess that's just better. Over here, this is Explorer versus this town versus this town. I'm inclined to go with this Explorer. Because that just full solves the land, even if it explores. So let's go with that. Okay, Ravage. Boom. Build the coast. Oh, lordy. And then explore the Sands wetlands. Well, that solved itself quite nicely. This is going to need some love. Looking a little risky. Time passes. So yeah, ooh, golly. Because even after this, we're going to be... yeah, we might have to resolve this Ravage card because of that 1 extra fear card. That's a big deal. with one extra fear that puts us, like, if we manage to pick up one more extra fear, then we will win the game next turn on board F, assuming we survive this turn, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to stop this land from blighting. A Ravage skip would be insane. Skip the next Ravage action, one land. Add a blight to a land with buildings. I guess I've been skipping things that allow me to destroy presence, although this one, being able to destroy 2 presence to skip a Ravage action is just instantly wins the game on the spot for me. I think on both boards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blight Cascade 6, 7. Right? So we'd be at 7 or 8 blight on both boards if I had the capacity to skip this Ravage. And yeah, getting the 1 extra fear from the beast would get me the guaranteed victory on F next turn. Right? Skip a Ravage, get the extra fear so that way we're the half fear card ahead. So we could chalk F up to a victory, depending on how we want to play that. But I guess I'm just going to skip it for consistency purposes. It's another Destroy Presence one. Oh, that one's a mandatory. It's not an optional. So I guess we're mandatory destroying presence. And then we're getting just basically 2 free blight. Mandatory, no choice. I like that better. Add a beast to a land. No buildings, no blight. We'll go here. No buildings, no blight. It's right there. 2 damage, defend 4 in a land with Dahan. Ooh. Okay, so we'll kill this and kill this, so both sides produce 1 fear. We're going to get ourselves an extra fear card over here. So yeah, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blight Cascade is a loss, except one of the blight is free. So I believe we now have successfully won on board F with this. Ruined Invader from a land matching a Ravage card on each board. Really makes no difference for that resolution. Okay, and we did earn 1 more fear card for F. Let's just take this guy. Remove an Explorer Town from any land. Kind of makes no difference, but we'll just get rid of him. Okay. Go to Ravage. We would Blight Cascade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but one of them is free, does not count. Over here, we would Blight Cascade, Blight Cascade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but one of them doesn't count. So I guess it's really 10 blight to lose now. Time passes. We are 1 fear short on board E of winning. So we've already got the win here secured for F. Oh shit, I didn't explore. That's what the issue was. Mountain jungles. It's not going to make a difference, but I guess it could for Ravage purposes. Although nothing matches. So yeah, that played out in a way such that it's irrelevant. Okay, event. Remove player, or we could sacrifice presence. Obviously, we would sacrifice presence here. I guess for consistency purposes, I've been skipping optional presence destruction. Okay, Xenophobia doesn't do anything. Push from a land with beast. Okay, doesn't really do anything. 2 fear per land with Dahan and city. Ooh, I don't have any for the instant win. Sands Wetlands. So that's, yeah, we're guaranteed to lose unless if we produce 1 fear over the next 2 cards. 2 damage per Dahan does not get it done. Removing an Explorer Town from any land also does not get it done. that means we would get a loss on E. Right now we are 1 and 5. Fascinating. Alright, so we were able to get a victory on board F. Even though we got an extra fear card, we were able to produce just barely enough fear in order to win on F, and we were 1 fear short of winning on E. Let's finish the cycle and let's see how it goes with boards G and H. Oh, haha, presence loss condition. Okay. And we get to skip our first event, heavy farming, and let's see what we get. Let's see if we get useful ones this time. We're going to explore a town for land with 2 or more Dahan. Thank you. And yep, we got a little value on both. Great. Gather and explore into a land with 2 or more invaders. No legal targets on G. We do have 2 targets. We're definitely going to stop the cascade on H. Okay, build. Yeah, H looks great all of a sudden. And we got the back-to-back jungles. So many back-to-backs. I guess that's just kind of standard fare with Prussia. I will escalate here. I guess the 2 is cooked. So we'll escalate there. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to save. G is going to be in a better spot since the Dahan is going to clear for that back-to-back. And our event is Fearful Mobs, bonus damage. Okay, choose a land with disease. 2 damage to invaders, 2 damage to Dahan, so we get a little +1 fear over here. 1 fear per land with invaders where Dahan outnumber buildings. 1. Okay, so you're going to be +2 fear over here on G. On each board, remove a town. Ooh. That'll save me 2 blight. Nothing great over here. Can't even make a pocket. That's just going to blight. I guess, yeah, we'll just get rid of the 3 because we have both coastal and mountains. Is very likely to come up a lot. Second fear card, remove 3 health of invaders from land with disease. Oh my gosh, we're actually going to use the disease portion of Flee the Pestilent Land? Holy cow. Because yeah, we can remove that, and then we can remove and explore from an inland land. Alright, that's pretty slick. So we're going to take a blight, blight, dead. I'm going to take a blight and a blight. Neither side flips the blight card on turn 1. Very exciting. Build in the jungles. Almost assuredly going to go blighted next turn. And where to escalate? Don't want to escalate into the mountains. Perhaps we'll go, into the jungles. I think that's a safe spot. Think that might be a safe spot. I don't know, it doesn't feel too safe, but I think it's about as safe as it's going to be. That's very exciting with the disease there. That seems like some very nice high rolling. Okay, going into turn 3. Let's just throw another blight into the box, so we don't need to do it later. Visions out of time. Is this resolvable? Because the top half isn't. And I really would not want the bottom half. Yeah, these like meta type ones are not really resolvable. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to ravage there, right? I wouldn't want to ravage there. So, alright, let's just skip it. Terror level 2. Terror spikes upwards. If you have any Earn Fear cards, resolve the first one as if it was one higher. Ooh, this becomes a Terror level 3 card. 1 fear per board with both Invaders and Dahan. That's both of them. Lands with Dahan have Defend 3, which has no impact on the jungles. Invaders do -6 damage to Dahan. Isolate all lands with Dahan. That's the good part. That's almost guaranteed. Coastal, mountains, sands. Guaranteed to stop something, although that's pretty low value. Coastal, mountain, sands would be pretty stuck. Each player has a strife in a different land with at least... Oh, sorry. Whoops. Whew, we're not supposed to see that yet. In a land with both Badlands, Beast, and Buildings. Okay, we got that on 6. We've got nothing. Okay, so it's only going to be on G. Destroy the Beast, and then do a damage. Just kill the Explorer. Now, the most Dahan, -2. Push half the Dahan rounded down. That feels sensible. Guess we could do that. We got -6 damage to Dahan. So I could push one this way, and then 0 damage would come to the Dahan, and we get to kill a town, which would get us a whole extra fear card. That would get us 1 fear card ahead. And then a similar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could do a similar thing here to pick up 1 extra fear. I don't know if that's good or not. Yeah, we'll do it that way. We'll go this way. Okay. Then we got Strife in a land with at least 2 invaders. Each invader takes 1 damage per strife that it has. It will not stop any blight from coming down. Has to have 2 or more invaders, so we could go here. Yeah, the 1 damage isn't going to do anything else. We want to kill an Explorer, which is not very useful. So we'll just go there. There. I feel like there's like fear cards that could stripe off that city and solve it for us. Okay. Ravage. We're going to flip the Blight card both ways. They both will produce a fear by killing off towns. And both have nothing there. So they both need to cascade. We could destroy a presence from each board in the same way. Okay? So I will cascade you here, since you can't explore on this next turn. Cascade you here. So there was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is the deadly number. Build the wetlands. Exploring the sands. Ooh, that sucks for this one. Skip. Go with the beast land. Okay. That sands is going to be really rough. That's going to be enough blight to lose all across the board. So, yeah, we're going to get 1 extra fear card. Because that was earned during the Ravage. You know, there's an unresolved fear card for board G, but not for board H. Vader phase. Remove blight from the blight card and return the box. So it's an optional way of sacrificing presence. We've been consistently skipping those. Same thing with paid events. Same thing with 2 species. I just want something that is unambiguous. I want an unambiguous effect. Oh my gosh. Unused Ravage. Okay, yep. This is unambiguous. 2 fear for 2 beasts. Neither. Okay, Presence in Dahan is a defend 5. So that means we do get a defend 5 here. Do get a defend 5 here. Alright, that's less ambiguous. Each player removes an explorer town from land with presence. There are no sacred sites, so we do not get to remove a city, but we do get to remove an explorer or town from any land. It's either remove a town here or here. I think it's kind of a wash. We'll get rid of this guy. And we'll get rid of this guy. Defend in all lands. That's a big deal. And then this side is at +2 fear, so it gets to resolve 1 extra fear card. Removes 3 from a land not matching a build card. So can't get rid of this stuff, but we can remove you. Okay. Ravage. We get a fear on both sides. That also dies. Defended for 3, so we take no blight. Okay, and then what's this bad Larry say? In the land, after the Ravage step, in a land with the most cities, Ravage then remove a city. So most cities would be here or here. Either way, it's defended for 3. We would not add blight, but we do get to remove the city. So I would certainly choose the 3. Over here, land with the most cities, we have a couple choices. Everything is defended for 3. So we're looking at blight no matter what. We get the least blight here. Okay, build. And explore the mountain wetlands. Okay. Come through, click through our 8 fear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 fear away from winning for this guy. 5 fear for this guy. Go to our event. That's optional presence destruction. I want something non-optional. Add a blight to a land with at least 2 blight, but do not cascade. Bada boom. And bada boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are still alive on H. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Add a disease, and disease does not prevent builds this invader phase. So best to use it in an empty land when not given the option to put it in the smallest land possible. I guess we could go something like this. Definitely going into an empty land. And then fear per land with invader or Dahan outnumber buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is an instant victory for G. 1, 2. So the fear tracker is accurate to board H right now, so we get 2 extra fear. And now we're only 3 away from winning. Do we survive the Ravage? I think we're not because we have 1 blight left in the pool. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could do that. Now the game is accurate to board H. Different layered, isolate, and defend 4. Okay. Certainly defend 4 here and isolate. Destroy an invader per 2 explorers. So we get to destroy 1 invader in this land. That puts us 1 fear away from winning, but I believe that's in each land. So we get to kill here, and then we get another victory. All right. That was an interesting experiment. So we wound up getting 3 wins in 5 losses. I don't know what I expected going into that. I think I'm going to cut the experiment off there. I think we've seen enough. But I mean, what's that, like I mean, it's more than 1/3. It's like a 37.5% win rate by doing literally nothing but producing fear. Obviously, the rules of the game are very contrived. And maybe we shouldn't put too much value into it. But at the same time, you know, we've been playing Fear Spirits all week. And the thing with Fear Spirits is they generally have worse board presence. The spirits we played this week, we got Shadows, Bringer, I got, there you go, Representative, and Mist. And all of these guys are kind of known for not having a ton of board impact, right? Shroud gets extra fear by not killing things. Bringer just straight up can't kill things. So these are the two most like pure Fear Spirits in my opinion. They don't solve the board. They just kind of kick the can down the road and produce disproportionately high amounts of fear to try and accelerate the game forward. Meanwhile, you've got your Shadows and our Breath of Darkness, which are better at kind of solving all the small problems and hoping the big problems don't cause enough trouble to make us lose before it's too late. Certainly, they both have tools to deal with the bigger lands, but your most efficient stuff is for dealing with the small stuff. You're very, very good at handling like single explorers and suppressing the invaders before anything happens, and then just producing bulk fear while trying to not let the board do anything. In a way, these guys are opposite. Like, these guys let the board build up and then convert those extra invaders into more fear, and these guys don't let the board build up and they just produce disproportionately high amounts of fear, hoping that they can stay on top of it before the whole pile of dominoes collapses on them. I don't know. Very interesting. It's good to see the types of fear cards that exist, to know the range of threats that you can solve solely through fear. Very often we're in a situation where we could produce a little bit more fear, get ourselves another fear card, maybe even kicks us up another terror level, versus playing something like Sap the Strength of Multitudes and using that to prevent a blight. How much fear is that one blight worth? It's a little game of trade-offs, and I think that's what makes Spirit Island so interesting. As you play, you start to reevaluate things, and you'll decide, okay, maybe I'm willing to take a little bit more blight here, or maybe in this situation I'm not willing to take blight. And those are the kinds of trade-offs that come with experience, and maybe this very contrived little game that we played today could be useful to those ends. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe this is a video you're probably never going to want to watch again because it's so dumb. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. Have yourselves a glorious day.